You know how sometimes you sit down to do all this work and you're locked in, you're ready to go right from the get-go, and then other times you sort of sit down and you're just like, man, this is like the hardest thing ever. I wish I could just do this. And then you sort of like, sometimes you get in the zone where like time just passes, everything feels effortless. You like look at the clock and you're like, man, I can't even believe it's been like 2 hours. I've just got so much done. Like, and then other days you sort of sit there and you're just like, oh, none of this is working. Why is it taking so long? Like yesterday I was so focused. And I just want to say that you've probably experienced the state called flow state. A real way to know when you've experienced this is like when you like don't even realize how much time's been passing. You're just like in the zone. You probably find that you're way more creative. Like science has shown that you're up to 5 times more productive in that time, that you're 4 to 7 times more creative, that you learn things way faster, all of these different things. So it's an amazing state to be in. However, the challenge is, how do we access this state? And can we even access the state on command, or is it more random? And how do we even do that? I went to the world's leading company on flow state. They train the best in the world on focus and attention and how to tap into these states, right? How can we leverage the neuroscience and how we do things to tap into these states and make them more consistent? Because we all know that if we're more creative, we're more productive, all of these things, it can skyrocket our business. And now the result that I actually help for like very top level entrepreneurs and creators is actually helping them achieve what the average worker takes like a month to do, and helping them do it in a single day. Now, you might be going, well, I don't even believe that, that's not even possible, whatever. And if you're curious, send me a message called like 1 month in the message, and I will literally respond with like how it's actually possible and all of that. But that's what I help people with. And I want you to first understand, like just to get a basic overview, is that here's the thing that most people miss when trying to access these states. You know, they have a real good work block, they get heaps of work done, they're locked in, and then they sort of go watch TV, they scroll on their phone, they take a bit of a break or something, and then they try and get back into a deep focus state, and then they're like, why is it so difficult? Like, I was just locked in just before, why is it so difficult again? These flow states actually come in a cycle. So first we have like a struggle, you know, where you're like, oh, okay, like you push through, right? That's stage 1. Then you sort of have this release stage where you're like, okay, you want to release, and then you can drop into the flow. And then, once you're in the flow, and this is the one that people love to forget, and that is the recovery part of it. If we're not doing some form of active recovery to allow the neurochemistry in our brain to reset, we're not actually going to be able to tap back into this flow state. Yes, we might be able to sit down and do work, right? And this is what most people do. They sit down, they do the work, and they're like, oh, like they're being productive, but they're not actually being able to tap into this flow state. They're not as productive as they really could be. So if you want to know a little bit more about that cycle and how you can leverage it to sort of tap into these deep creative states that you don't even realize probably are even possible, or you experience them one-off and you're like, I want to be able to do it more, I'll help you do it.